Good morning. We're trying to leave the house, and normally when it's cold outside, your outside of the car windshield freezes, okay? Well, maybe not in our case. The inside of our windshield is completely frozen. Watch. It's snowing in here. After like an hour of driving, we're finally here. We're at Belcarra Regional Park. And the sun rose so quickly, and the parking lot is actually surprisingly filling up for being so early. And it's so interesting too, because there's two cars that pulled up and they got out and they're like, hey, long time no see, you haven't been here in a while. Seems like everyone who comes this early is like a hardcore hiker. What'd you say?
I'm pretty sure they plan to be here together.
What do you mean? They're like so surprised to see each other. Found the trailhead. Let's go. So excited for this one. The weather is supposed to be really good today. Really sunny, kind of cold, but we're pretty far from home. Let's check this trail out. Today's gonna be a little bit more of an intense hike, and this trail is pretty extensive, quite mountainous. So I think by the end of it, this trail is probably gonna be between 10 to 15 kilometers. So we ate a pretty good breakfast, I think. We brought some snacks. The only thing that might be a concern is washroom.
And water?
Washroom and water.
I'm wearing my Fitbit. I think we'll set record today. Maybe we can hit over 10K?
Easy. So last week we went on a hike, and there's this one section that was really steep, and it didn't even go for that long, like probably 700 meters or something, and it was really intense. And today, just getting on the trailhead, it was so steep and very loose gravel. Good thing we had practice from last week, because the lead time to actually coming out here is actually pretty high, and it takes us a long time to get prepared and like drive out in the morning.
And we have to sleep super early.
It becomes a bit of a challenge. You gotta wake up quite early, but it's all worth it on days like today with not even a cloud in sight and a perfect trail ahead of you.
It's already time to strip. Say goodbye to the puff coat.
Yeah, we're just kind of walking and chatting, and we got lost, kind of. We're supposed to take a left somewhere so we can continue going up the mountain to some other trail, because if you take the wrong turn, it'll loop back to the parking lot, and that's definitely not what we want to do.
We stumbled on a car accident. How does this even happen up here? We're so high.
We're at like the top of some trees over here, but the trail is not slowing down.
Yeah.
It's going straight up, and it's getting a little bit more obscure. We're wondering if we're on the right trail or not. Just a little picture of an elevation for you here. I'm putting the camera level, and this is like more than a 45-degree slope right here.
So we got to the top of this really steep incline section, and then we realized we came to the top of like what looks like a major trail. Whew. So let's check the map.
Alright, so we decided to take the safer route just because there is a surprise at the end, and if we make it, we will show you. If not, we'll just cut this clip out. So we don't want to get lost, and we want to take the most efficient trail there.
Yeah, I personally wanted to take the more adventurous trail down there because, you know, this is a wide path, plain Jane, boring. But Riley's right. If we want to make it to the surprise, which is super far away, we have to conserve some energy.
So about an hour and a half in, and we've reached our first lookout point. It's so high that we can see the other mountain just like a few hundred meters up, and there's like snow on it. It's like way too bright to like actually show you anything, but we have some ways to go until we hit the surprise, and our water reserves are doing We realized that it might be harder to actually come down because like the decline is so steep. If you make one wrong step, then like you're just tumbling down the mountain, so you have to really be careful, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Onwards.
just to give you a picture of how cold it is, up here there's this puddle lake thing that's all frozen over, and even the ground is frozen up here.
Out with our friends, I keep thinking it's only us and me tonight. I know that you're not looking for somebody, but let me be the one tonight. Don't need to suffer through some heartache. Just let me be the one tonight. Be the one.
So we hit our first huge vantage point. The view is spectacular, the best we've seen so far, and it's so high above everything else. You can see like Burnaby, Vancouver, North Van, like everywhere. It's so pretty.
And it's such a clear day, so there's not a single cloud in the sky. You can see so far.
So after a short little break, we're just gonna keep going, and it's gonna be a little bit ways out, but this is good motivation to keep going.
We find the reason why neither of us can walk away. I know that you're not looking for some.
Just a quick update. It's been like 3-4 hours and we're taking our like 5th break. We're not used to this. Very uneven terrain, and our knees and our ankles are taking hits. And we found this cute little log with a nice footrest.
Yeah.
And we're just taking our time at this point.
Yeah. We walked 10K.
10K so far. Okay. Well, that's good because
we've only been really walking. When did we start?
like 8.
It's 11:40.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost lunchtime.
Yeah.
We have half a bottle of water, ran out of granola bars, and we're inadequately prepared.
We only brought 2 granola bars.
We had more, but we don't have any more at home.
Yeah.
So. We're just about to leave when I noticed something really interesting. There's like a pile of mud here, but it's suspended up by like a column of like water. I don't know what this is, but it's just like so straight, and it's just holding the piece of mud at the very top.
Interesting.
I've had my heart.
Oh, found a baby squirrel. Baby squirrel ran away. Oh, it's come back.
Something's different next to you. It's like my soul is set on fire.
We're like heading towards the surprise, and we just come across this like winter wonderland in the middle of like 2 mountains.
So random.
Yeah, all the frost is still here.
'Cause I can run, but I can't hide the feelings that I know I can't keep bottled up inside. And all I wanna know is, are you ready for the ride?
Wow, so after 12.6 kilometers, we finally made it to our destination. We still have to go back, but we're here and there's a suspension bridge. Let's check it out. Oh my god. Oh, it's wood covered. Cool, so since we're not really allowed to fly our drone here, I guess we just have to stand on the beach and like look around. We realized that there's a parking lot and you can actually drive here, so maybe in the future, instead of walking this far, we will just kind of drive and enjoy the scenery here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll buy a kayak and then we'll go kayaking here. A lot of people are doing that today. We are running on reserves right now. Our water is at less than quarter.
Yeah.
And we've reached the road to join with this other trail called Bear Claw.
Yep.
And I think from there it's probably another almost 10 kilometers back. It's been a difficult journey to say the least, but we're pushing through it. And at the end of this tunnel, I hope it has food.
We're at It's almost 17 kilometers right now.
Yeah, just thinking about the food, short-term goals, and we will get there soon enough.
I'm thinking about the hot water we have in the car.
I'm thinking about the food and not walking anymore.
Yeah.
So we're like walking, and then we overshot our trail. We found it though. It's labeled differently. It's not the same trail. It's not the same trail as what's on Google Maps, but according to our location, this is the closest thing. So a lot uphill from here. And also, correction, it's not 10 kilometers. Luckily, it's only 3. So
3 kilometers of this.
yeah, just 3 kilometers of really intense up and down hills. Let's go!
High clouds drifting away, leaving no shadows under. First step out of the maze, follow the path and wander.
Just an update, we're on 1 sip of water and blood sugar is running extremely low. We're extremely tired, and there's one very important turn that we have to make to get back to the parking lot as efficiently as possible. And right now, I think we've tried a few different trails going down, checking Google Maps, but we can't find the trailhead, and either the trail's closed, Google's wrong, or we're just not making good decisions right now. But hopefully we can find the trail. Sam's wandering the forest trying to find it. All right, so we're making an inference here, and we're thinking that this is the trail. We're gonna try to follow it down for maybe 100 meters, and then we'll reassess.
Finding the strength to be bold.
Unfortunately, this is the last bit of the water, but
And
I can see the road down there.
we have a clear idea of where we're heading, so I think it's about time.
Almost
Go
there.
for it. Bye bye water.
Oh, that tastes so good.
It's like we're filming a survival documentary,
Nothing left.
except for our own saliva.
You know, we have 4 liters of hot water in the car just sitting there.
We're almost there, don't worry.
1.5K, almost there. Oh my gosh, we finally hit the road. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
All of my pain is just
Insane.
melting away right now. And the only thing I can focus on is how good that water is gonna taste when it hits my mouth. I'm so excited.
Yeah, seriously. We'll check the total distance and steps when we hit the car.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna go for a really nice meal after this to make up for all the calories.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh, that car's right there.
Hi, car. I miss you so much.
Baby, I miss you.
I already unscrewed.
You already unscrewed the lid? Oh my gosh, preparation. Oh my gosh. Quick. Whip down your bag. Oh my gosh. Priorities? Okay, grab the water, I'll pour it. Yeah. 4 liters of happiness. We did it. We normally grab brochures at the beginning of our hike, but we just got so excited about this and just headed off, and we forgot to grab one. At the end of the hike, we have to remember this somehow. So grab the brochure, and this will be a good memory.
Are you ready for the final reveal?
Sure.
Okay.
What's our numbers?
In total, we walked 21.7 kilometers.
Not bad.
We walked 32,893 steps
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
and burned 2,450 calories.
Wow.
I think,
So many calories missing. I think we gotta go fill up the tank, if you know what I mean.
yeah, I don't think one granola bar was enough to
No.
pull us through the day.
All right. Anyways, before my stomach eats me, let's go find some food.
Yay!
Good morning, guys. So because today it's snowing all day and we don't have winter tires, we're staying home today and we're calling it a snow day. And we're also very sore from yesterday's hike. After hiking for so long, so underprepared, and not doing such intense hikes before, we're just done.
Ta-da!
We decided to make hot dog breads today because we realized that after yesterday's hike, hot dog breads are a good hiking snack.
I'm gonna cut it into 10 because you wanted whole hot dogs, right?
Yeah, last time we made hot dog breads, we did like half little sections and it's just like a snack. Now we need like a meal, you know?
Okay, the problem with cutting it in 10 is that I have to split half and half and then guesstimate into fifths. And it's hard to estimate fifths, you know?
Come on, man. Just imagine your inner like grade 1 days when you have to like divide stuff and whatever. While she's doing that, I'm gonna prepare the egg wash ahead of time so that it doesn't look like I'm not doing anything.
Usually I do this all.
Yeah, normally she just does it and I'll be like handing her ingredients and stuff, but now that we're actually doing it in front of the camera together, I have to be useful. Alright, you can be like very harsh in judging me with my wrapping skills because I've never done it before. How do I wrap this? Is this?
Actually, it's better to leave the ends exposed because the bread will expand.
What was the most challenging part of the hike for you?
I would say like when we were at the suspension bridge, that was our halfway point in the hike, I think. But by that time, we had already walked almost 12 kilometers. Like my knees and ankles were killing me. It was so rough. So I was thinking, how are we going to make another like 3-4 hour hike back to our car, essentially having to go back up the mountain then back down the mountain
with less resources than we had before,
and be tired. I don't know, I guess that just got to my head and I was like, I don't think we can do this.
And so when we got to the suspension bridge, I was pretty relieved. I was thinking, I was like, man, when we get there, like I hope there's food that we can buy something, buy water, and then we can hike back and like it might be okay. But then when we got there and I sat there and I was like, oh dang, I was like, do I have enough in me to like hike it all the way back? And I was like thinking that maybe we should call an Uber or something to like drive us back because it was only 13 kilometers to drive around, so it wouldn't have been too expensive of a ride.
That didn't cross my mind, the fact that we can call an Uber. I guess that would have been a good idea, but in my head I was like, oh, we have no choice, there's no point in complaining. We got all the way here and our car is all the way back there, so there's no other option but to hike it back. And
we encouraged each other like the whole way through. Like, yeah, you got this, keep going.
Yeah, we can do it.
We can do it.
Yeah.
And then when we're like in actuality just dying on the side.
At one point I turn around and I look at Riley and his whole face was pale as a sheet. It started to get like a green tinge to his face. So I was like, oh my gosh, is he gonna puke or is he gonna faint?
Literally every person that passed by, I was looking at them and I was about to like ask them like, hey, can you spare any water or snacks or anything? And also while we were at the suspension bridge, everyone was like, they had their barbecues out, they had like water bottles and like chips and snacks, and I was like
I think we sound like we're being really dramatic, but I really did think at one point that we were gonna die in the wilderness.
So the next biggest challenge for me or for us was there came to a fork and we were so tired, and on our last sip of water it was so hard to make any sort of decision because if we missed this entrance we would be hiking a very long way back to the trail. It took us probably about like 20 something minutes to actually find the trailhead, and the trailhead was not even a trailhead necessarily. Like Google was right, there was a path there, but it was like
not maintained. It was so overgrown, like you couldn't even tell there was a trail because all this grass had grown into it. We started basically bushwhacking our way through it.
Yeah, I was like, yo, we have to find the most direct path down, and if I lose a limb at the end of this, like I would be okay. The hill was very, very steep because obviously when you take shortcuts there's compromises you make, and it was like that last stretch of 2 kilometers where you knew you were like almost at the finish line. You could see what is coming, so I was like trying to get down there as fast as possible, but I didn't want to leave Sam behind, so it was just trying to pace things together and push each other forward. One of the biggest mistakes of all of this was that normally before you start a trail, you do your research, you prepare.
Well, now we're done our hot dog buns. We'll be prepared for the next time we go hiking. Next time we'll be sure to bring lots of water.
Also, we have to make sure that we do our planning ahead of time to make sure that we adequately understand the terrain, the distance, and the weather. This was one of the most extreme hikes that we did so far, and it may not seem very extreme to some of you guys. As we're exhausting some of our local hikes around here and we start heading up more north into like North Vancouver, the really intense trails, we have to make sure that we are more prepared so that we don't end up as some random hiker statistic at the end of this channel.
So that's it for this weekend. We are going to put these in the oven and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Peace.